Henry James. Henry James was born in 1843 in New York City to a wealthy family. His father, Henry James Sr., was a theologian and a philosopher who provided James and his siblings with a life rich in travel and exposure to different cultures and languages. Having lived abroad for several years, the James family returned to America prior to the start of the Civil War. They settled in Newport, Rhode Island, and later in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Henry James was unable to serve in the Union Army during the Civil War as a result of a physical disability. So instead, James attended Harvard Law School before deciding to embark on a life of traveling and writing. James eventually located to London in 1876. Henry James' short work soon came to the attention of William Dean Howells, then assistant editor at the Atlantic Monthly in Boston. James and Howells eventually became proponents and literary theorists for the realism movement in literature that had reached the American shores. Although gregarious and well-connected to leading artists and intellectuals of his age, James never married, preferring to live alone and to focus his personal time on reading and writing. While James spent a number of years traveling between England and America, he lived most of his adult life in England, eventually receiving British citizenship in 1915, 1 year before he died. James was one of the leading proponents of American literary realism, along with William Dean Howells and Mark Twain. James's The Art of Fiction, 1884, sets forth many of James' ideas about the nature and importance of realistic fiction. Often described as a psychological realist, James went further than Howells and Twain in terms of experimentation with point of view, particularly in employing unreliable narrators and interior monologues. And we see this in The Turn of the Screw, a novel by Henry James. His notable novel-length works include Daisy Miller, The Portrait of a Lady, The Bostonians, What Maisie Knew, The Turn of the Screw, and The Ambassadors. All of these novels examined a variety of themes, such as the plight of strong-willed or precocious young women or children at odds with the pressures of conventional society, tensions arising from transatlantic travel and living abroad where Americans experience clashes between American and European cultures,